So recently I've gone back and looked at exercises maybe that I did that other people don't see that often that really helped. And one time in particular, I actually tore my TFL muscle, which is that muscle that's right at your hip flexors that is kind of like in the spot where your little coin pocket is on your jeans. Anyway, so I had to do some A-stem, which is kind of like Graston and releasing that tissue, getting rid of the scar tissue. But the other thing I did is when I started going back to squatting, in particular barbell squatting, is I actually used reverse bands. Just like some people use when they peak for deadlifts, I actually used it to squat because it really hurt when the farther I got down in my depth. And people could also use this maybe if they're having a hard time getting depth, you know, like if you're used to barbell squatting, but all of a sudden you decide to get into powerlifting and you haven't done anything yet. Could be a great tool for helping you reacquire depth that's farther down. So I'll show you how to do that. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna have pins at the top of your power rack. You can see it right there, all the way up there. And for this one, I wanted enough, so one, that it's balanced, because sometimes what happens, even if you have the same color and same brand, they're a little off. And so you wanna keep it as balanced as possible. If you look to the side view, this is pretty close. So anyway, and I also didn't want any resistance at the bottom. So you can tell, you know, like for me, I actually can go a little bit farther than this barbell right here. So it's actually pulling more than 44 pounds off of that position. So as I load this up, the bottom portion of the lift, if you didn't know, is going to be less than the top portion, because by the time you get to the top, you'll see here in a second, there's no resistance, see? Right there. So when I'm racking it here, there's absolutely no resistance. Now when I go to unrack it with some weights, now there will be resistance at the bottom, but there's a difference of more than 44 pounds at the bottom of the squat. So with the bar and the 25 kilogram plates, this weighs about 154 pounds, but at the bottom you're gonna see well, you're not gonna see it necessarily, but I will feel more like 100 pounds probably at the most. So if I unrack it, squatting down, at the bottom here, it's already kind of lifting it for me. So at the top part of the lift, I feel, you know, all of 154 pounds, but at the bottom, I'm only feeling about 100, maybe even 95. So you can use this as a good tool as you're reestablishing strength through the muscle. You know, maybe this is like the second or third phase of your squat rehab, or for a hip flexor muscle, or maybe you're just reestablishing depth. You slowly take away bands, okay? And that's basically how that works. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any other tips that you might want to throw in, that's fine. But it was a great help. I think I rehabbed a lot, and actually the physical therapist that was doing the A-stem on me, she was actually very impressed. She's like, I've never seen anybody do that. But it also kind of shows you how motivated some athletes and powerlifters can be to get back to smashing weights again. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it.